We did it, folks. 500 subscribers. Meanwhile, I was just able to find a thing I was looking for ages, the community tab. Anyway, one could say that this whole is apparently a one-man show. Well, I did self-learn this stuff, but let me tell you with love how massive my team, my community is. At the first glance, you can see that in number, but this is not a mere numbers talk. These aren't just mere viewers. So I would like to make this golden moment an opportunity to thank you all. You enjoyed, you valued, and you also helped me learn and improve. So it's been 3 years since I brought my custom SoundFont to action. It was formerly named ColomboGMGS, which overly reminds me of some mental syndrome. My goal was just to make whatever I listen sound the way I like. Before even downloading a SoundFont editor, what I did was playing with other SF tools. SGMV2 was the first one I ever downloaded thanks to this video titled The Best SoundFont Ever by Feed, F-E-D-E. I made all of a sudden on YouTube, and to be honest, that was a major life-changing event that sent me here, to the arena of SoundFonts. Well, you have a lot of variety here. One is basically for GM or general MIDI with only 128 melodic voices and 1 to 6 drum kits. Another would be for GS or roll-on general sound with more than 226 instruments, being 16,384 the maximum possible number of presets, with more than 8 drum/sound effects kits, being 128 the maximum number of drum kits. Some attempts are made here and there to emulate Yamaha's XG or extended general MIDI with a different drum mapping that turns the metronome bell thing to a snare. In the meantime, each SoundFont introduces its own groove, but the nature of each SoundFont being incompatible to some specific sort of MIDI file was a bummer. Without knowing all this drama, what I did was basically recording a selected MIDI file channel by channel to Audacity via the God-sent Realtek stereo mix using the SoundFont I prefer for each instrument, like a multi-track record. I was just exploring and comparing SoundFonts merely based on their timbre. The main reason for me to seek for a SoundFont editor was that time-consuming nature of those recordings. I just wonder how did they go out of sync all of a sudden. In addition, it was the era I started experimenting with the MIDI editor using Fluid and SGM SoundFonts the most time as well. So talking about SoundFont editor, Vienna was the first one I tried. Basically, I set it up, had a good glance, got confused and uninstalled it. It was such a confusing monstrosity for me. Eventually, I found myself comfortable on Polyphone SoundFont editor by Dave Triponi a long time after the Vienna incident. I did some beginner experiments like making a piano but using a single sample. It was dramatically bright and dark either side, like an electric grand piano instead of an acoustic. Time passed and I began a SoundFont mashup. What you see today as ColomboGMGS2 is still that for me, honestly. Fluid R3, Arachno SoundFont, Roland SC55 by Perogryphus, and SGMV2 are the earliest members of ColomboGMGS2. I've gone through ups and downs, troubles, confusions, and also new discoveries. Internet was sorta there at my help, but not completely. Once complete, I started demonstrating my downs whatever SoundFont using existing MIDIs like one stuff I used for several times and a handy PowerPoint template, all on Windows 7. The reason to rename my SoundFont is to bring up my identity as a Sri Lankan, since nobody here seems to be familiar with all this editing stuff, or is it? I don't know. Little to nothing around me is that much interested on my stuff, in spite of my attempts on sharing the uploads on my YouTube with my local friends or WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger. But the initial attention came from overseas somehow after a couple of playbacks I've done with the Musing Kite SoundFont, and that's the encouragement for me to come this far. And that, my friends, is where your story starts. So, what is even better than mentioning every name behind the scene? Let's go! Excuse my pronunciation. Cosimo Bello, the 500th subscriber of this channel. Lino Vidal, or Cos Vidal, the author of Musing Kite. or Evanescence, and one of my first subscribers who generously valued my work. Maxima B, the creator of Arachno SoundFont and the founder of Falcosoft. Dr. Frank Quinn, the author of Fluid series. He's now available at his Integrity Chiropractic YouTube channel. Virtue and Sam Piano Codes, the creator of Orpheus and Orpheus 2 SoundFonts, mastering ultimately realistic acoustic tones. Jexu, the author of Phoenix SF2 series, who cleared the GM2 conundrum for me and made me realize that GM2 and also XG are clearly off limits of SF2. Simone Pierre-Virgilio, Rafna Counter, author of Rochetta Plin Plin, Miku OSR and Orchestra HQ traditional realistic soundfonts, who donated me the Beatles Mellotron, such a rare gem, and the one and only Raconta Beatbox Kid. Pigeon Skiller, who suggested me the Relitze EP from Head Sounds, the Real Rhodes piano. Famous Swan aka Pasidu Hansaja, who asked me for a gent pattern. Rick Simon, the creator of OmegaGMGS2 SoundFont, and also was a ghost hunter, who criticized my old drums and gave me the motivation to move to more realistic ones. Rick, if you're watching this, you're a star. Taham Padirana helped me find a category sample pack, SLOL thanks for the Teolbiri pack, and India Tech for the Dolak pack. Suinel Leveler, who released the Better Tiles app, which I recorded my Udaki samples from. Mattis Full Drum Kit and TMKD Vortex are the participants of my Gen Kit. Trion for SoundFont, who inspired me to make my own skin style for VanBasco karaoke player. Gabriello GM, who suggested an intelligible color tweak for its piano highlight. Randy GHGU and Patrick Wachan for reporting some issues, although some are resolvable as per the limitations of SF2 architecture. Istol Saruta, or Astolfo Walter, he's maintaining such a great MIDI archive on his Discord page. Alan Byrne, Mark Angelo Consuelo, Lori Terribri, the famous gent is Stevie T's mother, Dan Hando, Sly Hickory 3, Jeff Clement, Big Mac Davis, Carlium, Mike77154, FGHJK8090, Hui Kwang Bui, the PvP Dude, Sherman Zuki, Ramiro Ndongba, George Greener, Ajay Bharatipuram, Peter Inframan, Dash Par, Tashida Vimukti, Mohammad Dimad, Vidat Osanda, Pasindo Fernando, Dinovin Vijay Sundara, Udavin Vijay Sundara, Gayanga Flutes, AI, Asal Samarasinghe, Rashmika Ranganatha, Dasit Amarasinghe, Damsit Adhikari, Sandro Lokudadallas, Devin Hansaka, Vishwa Bandara, Hasita Dhananjay, Sarita Hirushan, who founded Free Fly Lanka, an amazing one-of-a-kind drone photography service in Sri Lanka. Tika or Titira Senaratna, a brilliant home musician. Lakia Productions from SL Stonks, Pansilu Samaravira, Rehan Vitanage, Akane Devme, Scenarialas, and Wangyas Asmin. Thanks a bunch for being a part of me and being this strength for me to be here this far. And I bless you all to stay inspired onward. And I'd also be thankful for my dad Dilipa Priyantha, Mam Nadika Vetasinghe, and my sister Amasha Papasri, who is available on My Name is on my YouTube channel. Olanka Computers Piliandala, Vijay Holdings Piliandala, Tronic.lk Kohola, Incodec.lk at Unity Plaza Bambalapedia, Acecom and Tech Garage at Majestic City Bambalapedia. And last but not least, Ceylon Electricity Board for offering me yet another blackout when I just discovered my subscriber count hit 500. Yeah, whatever. All in all, thank you so much for joining together for this achievement. I owe you an apology if I forgot to mention you here. Anyway, hit a thumbs up and share this congratulation. Also, if you are new here and if you find this interesting, consider smashing that red subscribe button and ringing that bell. I hope to see you in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching, stay safe. It's 3314 signing out.